Retrace 99, Shade. The title of this one is a seeming reference to Jack, who got more characterization this chapter, and personally was the highlight of the entire thing. It turns out he hates Lacey because he loves her, and loves her because he hates her. Paradoxical, but it definitely fits Jack, and fleshes him out even more than he already was fleshed out. This is because it contributes to his lack of identity. His defining trait was loving Lacey. Now that's been contradicted. He has no grip on who he is, and he was able to manipulate and deceive so well because of that. This made molding himself into whatever he needed to be a lot easier. He could become whatever he needed to in order to reach his one destination in life, Lacey. That's what he did to find her again after he first met her, and it's what he did after she died to try and see her again. Instead of his defining trait being loving Lacey, his defining trait is now Lacey herself. Without her, he's nothing. He has no identity because she is his identity. To cover another character, Leo has now finally taken his side. He doesn't want the past to be changed. In response to this, Levi observes that Leo is also selfish. This references earlier in the chapter when Leo was complaining about how both Glenn and Jack were selfish. By saying that Leo is selfish, Levi highlights that basically everyone is. Everyone there has something they themselves want, and they're taking actions to get what it is they want. In that manner, everyone is selfish. But to be selfish is to be human. It's what we want that makes us who we are, and that's a major theme of the manga. As Oz said in Retrace 63, no matter the reason, where humans are involved, there is no black or white, no justice or evil. There is only our will. Conveniently enough, he said that to Leo. So, by extension, to have no desires is to be inhuman. Which has me thinking now. I said before that Jack has no identity, and that's clearly a running theme. But Jack does have one desire, which is to see Lacey again. While Levi himself seems to have no desires. He's the reason all this is happening, and his only motivation for creating the cause of it was to see what would happen. This kind of echoes Isla Yura's motivation to repeat the tragedy of Sablier in the Headhunter arc. So, does this mean Levi is more inhuman than Jack? I think that's what's being suggested here. Levi seems to be the one person completely detached from what's going on. He doesn't care what happens, he's just enjoying it and treating it like entertainment. He is the least selfish person there because he doesn't want anything. I think it's interesting that his lack of selfishness, something normally thought to be a negative trait, selfishness, is what makes him inhuman. In that way, he's more detestable than Jack is. So, with Jack's actions this chapter, we now have seen pretty much everything significant that has happened in the tragedy of Sablier, I think. How Oswald died was addressed this chapter, and I don't think there's anything else. Unless Mochijin wants to throw another curveball, which very well could be the case. Oh, Alice hearing Oz's screams earlier, and covering her ears to block it out was a nice touch. I didn't catch it the first time I read through the chapter. Other than that, there's nothing I can think of. It was another great chapter. I know I'm super positive in these discussion videos, but it's because this series is so good. It doesn't give me anything to really negatively criticize. There is one more thing. For anyone who doesn't already know, it was announced on Animate's website that Pandora Hearts will have one more volume. So there's going to be 24 volumes instead of 23 volumes. I'll leave a link to a source for that in the description. It seems like she planned on ending with volume 23. Why else would she have the announcement at the end of volume 22 saying volume 23 is going to be the last one? But then she realized that volume 23 was going to be too massive, because at this point it would be like 2 volumes merged together, so you might as well split it up. It's likely we're in the middle of volume 24 right now, So we still have just a few chapters left, or should. Unless they're both going to be majorly huge volumes, which would be funny to see on a bookshelf. Good news about this is, though, we now basically have a guarantee that Alice will get featured on a cover. But now there's another cover up in the air, so what's going to be on the other one? I don't know. We'll see. Probably a group shot or something. Regardless, I've said everything I want to say about this chapter. It was another great one. I look forward to the next one as always, and this series has yet to disappoint me. With that, see you for Retrace 100.